The sun was harsh and unforgiving that afternoon, gleaming off the city's glass towers and turning the pavements into shimmering mirrors of heat. Cars hurried past, people rushed on their purposeful ways, and opportunities slipped by unnoticed, save for the single instant that would completely change Aaron Whitlock's life. He was heading to the most important job interview he'd ever managed to secure, dressed in his only freshly pressed white shirt, clutching a resume he had meticulously rewritten 20 times. His heart hammered with a blend of hope, fear, and the sheer weight of his aspirations. But as he crossed Western Avenue, a sight immediately shattered his focus. A young woman stumbled onto the crosswalk, collapsing onto her knees as if the ground had given way beneath her. Her long blonde hair obscured her face, her red dress flashing in the sunlight as she struggled desperately for breath. Passers-by treated her as though she were invisible, their eyes locked firmly on their own destinations. Aaron froze mid-step, his decision made in the space of a heartbeat. If you believe kindness still holds value, if you believe that second chances are earned by those who choose integrity, then please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to HOA Rafiq. And before the story continues, let us know in the comments where you are watching from. Your town might feature in a future tale. Aaron dashed to the girl's side. Her name, he would discover later, was Harper Lane, but right then she was simply a terrified young woman fighting to remain conscious. He gently helped her up, noticing the tremor in her pale hands as she struggled to find her footing. Despite the warm breeze, beads of sweat dotted her forehead, and she faintly whispered that she felt dizzy, admitting she hadn't eaten since the previous night. Her voice was barely a sound. Aaron guided her to a nearby bus stop bench, using his own body as a shield against the intense midday sun. He offered her his water bottle, helped her control her breathing, and patiently waited for her strength to return. 10 minutes passed. Then 15. By the time Harper was able to stand on her own, Aaron's interview slot had long closed. His heart sank, but he kept his disappointment hidden. He helped her arrange a ride, waited until she was safely inside the car, and offered her a reassuring nod before turning and walking away. His steps were heavy as he moved in the opposite direction, fully aware of the opportunity he had just sacrificed. Aaron eventually reached the monolithic company building where his interview was supposed to be, a towering structure of steel that seemed to regard him with cold indifference. At the elegant lobby reception desk, he was informed politely and without emotion that the interviews were over. The hiring manager had departed. The final decision had been made. He stood there, feeling like the air had been knocked from his lungs, not by the heat or the walk, but by the devastating realization that an act of kindness had cost him his best chance at changing his life. The receptionist's face momentarily softened as she witnessed his despair. But rules were rules. Aaron walked back out, his long shadow stretching out on the hot pavement, seeming to follow him in sympathy. For the following week, Aaron reverted to his rotation of small, part-time jobs: package deliveries, cleaning a storage facility before dawn, and sorting inventory in a dusty warehouse. He never spoke about what had happened. He didn't regret helping the girl, he simply regretted that the world seemed not to reward moments of genuine virtue. Bills began to accumulate. His hopes faded. He started to wonder if his destiny was forever tied to mere survival. But life, in its mysterious way, had watched everything. One Thursday morning, just after finishing his delivery shift, Aaron received a completely unexpected phone call. The voice on the line belonged to Celeste Rayner, the executive assistant to the CEO of Western Industries, the very company where Aaron had missed his interview. Aaron's breath hitched. She asked him to come in immediately, not for a rescheduled interview, but for a personal meeting requested by the CEO himself. Shock and profound confusion washed over him. Had they changed their minds? Had word of him somehow gotten back? Nervous but hopeful, he boarded the bus and rode to the glittering corporate headquarters. The CEO's office was vast, with floor-to-ceiling windows commanding a panoramic view of the city, sunlight streaming across the polished wooden floor. Behind a massive mahogany desk sat Vincent Lane, a man with sharp features softened only by tired, worried lines around his eyes. He rose as Aaron entered, offering a firm handshake that held an unexpected warmth. On the nearby sofa sat Harper, the girl in the red dress, the same girl who had collapsed on the street. She looked healthy now, her blonde hair neatly styled, her posture confident. When she smiled at Aaron, it was not the smile of a stranger, but of someone eager to offer a long-overdue thank you. Vincent explained everything. Harper was not just an employee, she was his daughter. She had been under immense stress from a project failure at the company, had barely slept or eaten, and was en route to confess a mistake she feared would ruin her father's reputation. When she collapsed, she was completely overwhelmed, both mentally and physically. Harper then recounted in vivid detail how Aaron had stayed with her, helped her breathe, protected her from the sun, and ensured her safety. She had tried to find him, but only security footage from the bus stop had allowed them to identify him. Vincent looked at Aaron with deep gratitude, stating that character was far more valuable than credentials. Anyone can prepare for an interview, he said, but few choose compassion over self-interest. He offered Aaron not the entry-level role he had applied for, but a superior one, an assistant coordinator position, including comprehensive training, full benefits, and clear paths for long-term growth. Aaron stood there, completely speechless, tears stinging his eyes as the reality of the moment washed over him in powerful waves. He had lost one opportunity, yes, but by doing what was right, he had gained something infinitely greater. As you finish reading this, if the story resonated with you even slightly, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Your engagement ensures these heartfelt stories continue to be shared. Before you leave, tell us in the comments what you would have done in Aaron's shoes. Your answer might genuinely inspire someone today. And so, Aaron began a new chapter in his life, one founded not solely on ambition, but on kindness, courage, and a split-second ethical choice that revealed the depth of his character. Sometimes, life closes a door not to punish us, but to guide us toward a significantly better one. And sometimes, the goodness we display in our quietest moments becomes the very reason our destiny is profoundly altered.